Senator Cynthia Villar slammed the Environment Department for its reclamation projects in the Manila Bay. The chairperson of the Senate Committee on the Environment said the reclamation projects in Cavite could cause flooding. The DENR issued 21 environmental compliance certificates for the reclamation projects, which would span from Cavite up north to Navotas.
Ano yung coastal road? Enumerate mo kung anong bayan sa Cavite. Ako, huwag nyo gagawin sa akin yun. Dumating ka dito, galing ka sa Cebu, ginulo mo kami lahat. Ilista mo sa akin ano yung coastal road na yan. Hindi namin alam yan.
The department said it would review the government's reclamation policy following Villar's tirade. Let's now get the thoughts of environmentalist group Aksyon Klima Pilipinas. Joining us is the national convener, Rodne Galicha. Rodne, thank you so much for joining us. You heard Senator Villar. Do you agree with her that the reclamation projects, given environmental compliance certification, will cause flooding in southern Metro Manila, including Las Piñas?
Good evening, Rico. We share the sentiment and worries of Senator Villar, Rico. But we know that it is imperative that the management of Manila Bay area is not only isolated to the areas along the bay itself. The protection and monitoring of rivers and streams flowing into the Manila Bay must also be included. And it's harmful environmental practices such as, human-induced pollution and deforestation would transport waste and sedimentation into the bay, increasing the vulnerability of both natural ecosystems and anthropogenic communities to potentially catastrophic natural hazards. Thus, we agree also with the DNR that there should be a science-based collaborative management approaches between and within national government agencies. But not only national government agencies, local government units must be implemented going forward. But as you know, Rico, Pag-asa suggests that the Manila Bay area would experience an increase in rainfall year-round by 2050.
What is the criteria, Rodne, before an ECC is approved? What kind of data is gathered? Do they research if the project will flood nearby areas?
There should be a research, and we have this environmental impact assessment. Before the Environment Management Bureau would give them the environmental compliance certificate. This is not a permit, This is not a permit, but a compliance, a compliance tool. There should be a feasibility study. There are public scoping. There are information education campaign. There are FGDs, focus group discussions, and then there are so many levels of participation of communities as well, and even experts. That's why we're living in Navotas, Philippines, a member of Aksyon Klima Pilipinas, is also a member of the People's Niche. And we actually, in that network, demand that there should be transparency when it comes to consultation and public consultation and information education campaign.
And after the ECC is issued, what is the next step? After that, because we heard Senator Villar saying she did not know about it. The former President Rodrigo Duterte did not know about it. So what is the next step after the ECC? Is the DENR secretary aware of these ECCs?
We need to ask actually the DNR if these ECCs have been issued before the new administration. We know that there are issuances from the DNR on mining, on even reclamation, perhaps the ECCs before Secretary Tony Loizaga assumed office education in this case.
And of course, the DENR Secretary Tony Loizaga has even said that she will review these projects once again. What do we know about these reclamation projects, Rodne, near the Manila-Cavite Expressway? Who is involved here?
Primarily, there are companies who are actually applying for permits, such as the reclamation permit that's under the Philippine Reclamation Authority. And there are agreements between the local government units and these companies. And after that, they will they will sign contracts or MOAs or MOUs to develop such. We know that there are also bigger businessmen connected to political leaders or elected officials that are involved. So we really need to look at how the local government units view this. We know that Parañaque and even Manila have some agreements already before the new administration assumed office. So I think transparency should be prioritized, but at the same time, the climate risk and the hazards should be deeply studied. And we know that the DENR, with the leadership of Secretary Tony Loizaga, being an expert for disaster risk reduction and management and climate action, we hope that they will be able to review the environmental compliance certificate issued to these companies.
They have to be reviewed and scrutinized. But Rodney, we've had reclamation projects over the last 60 years. From your research, from your data, which ones have caused worse floods to communities?
Well, we know that the current Rojas Boulevard, and even the U.S. Embassy and towards the SM Mall, as we may say, through the years, these are reclaimed areas.
Yes.
And these reclaimed areas, yes. And if we go back, if you go back to Taft Avenue, recently we have experienced a lot of floodings there. And the cause of that, we may not really blame reclamation, but how the rivers and the waterways are actually affected by so much development and pollution. The problem of Manila Bay having reclamation is that we need to have a long-term solution to flooding in Metro Manila. If we have the reclamation there, we don't know the plan, and it may block again the flood waters that may flow to Manila Bay.
Thank you so much for your insights. Aksyon Klima Pilipinas National Convenor Rodne Galicha.